welcome to the Traders Mat. I'm your host, Curly. I'm joined by Jackson Oldham. Welcome, Jacko.
Thanks for having me, Curls, for episode 1 of the Traders Mat. Happy to be here.
Unbelievably exciting. First of all, I've got to start by saying this is not wagering advice, nor is it financial advice. Bet at own risk, but we will be betting with real money and proving that winning at cricket trading is like any nonce can win. You only have to look at Twitter to see that any nonce can win on trading cricket, right?
Doesn't seem that hard. Like, I'll be against the draw in 95% of test matches, and I've been told you'll go all right.
Yeah, so it's not hard, right? So we're just here to prove that it's not hard, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd like to thank our non-sponsor Betfair, who doesn't sponsor this show but should. Big shout out to everyone that we will sell ourselves for sponsorship arrangements. We have no shame.
Get in touch.
There's an opportunity there for the champagne manufacturers or for the NASDAQ to jump on board as well. So, yeah, not sponsored by Betfair. Thank you very much. Jacko, we're going to have a look at the first test of the Ashes series coming up in Brisbane. I went off a bit early here. I actually made a video last Monday saying to lay England because it's day one's going to be a washout because I thought the test started last Wednesday.
Yeah, which was inaccurate because it started this Wednesday. And it probably won't be a washout, although we are expecting some rain, whatever that means.
We probably should bring up the weather maps off the back of that. And just before I go to the weather, I might add, I did say lay England at 470 last Monday.
I thought it was even close. I thought it was like 420, 430. Was it 470?
So they're now $5. So yeah, like there's full credit to me for identifying that market anomaly.
See, isn't that hard? You know,
it's ludicrous. No wonder people drive multiple Audis when they trade cricket. Anyway, over to the weather. Weather?
Technical difficulty.
First of all, we're going to have a look at the rain radar. This radar's more around sort of the New South Wales coast, which probably won't affect it, but that is sort of like probably an accurate representation of how easy it is to win. All you got to do is look at the rain map and say, okay, here's a rain event on the northern New South Wales coast. It's not going to quite make Queensland. So,
yeah, well, I look at that, and my first thought would be, okay, I'm not in the right sort of state, so then I'd move past that pretty quickly, I think.
Fair enough. Now we look at the synoptic chart. Just like a general overview of what we're looking at sort of weather-wise next week around the country.
Accurate as well. This is pretty accurate, I've been told.
Yeah. I can't argue with any descriptions there of Queensland. I think that's fair.
Oh, would you just add wet, maybe, I suppose?
Yeah, hot and wet.
Yeah.
Now, we know that you've had zero luck following the Bureau of Meteorology, who actually know less about weather than us. But they do have a forecast also for Brisbane. And we've got more of a detailed forecast here. Wednesday, day one, possible thunderstorm, 60% chance of 1 to 5 mil. So I'm saying really no rain delays here of any significance. Like we might get a storm, drops 5 mil, covers on, covers off, back into it.
Oh, what website are you on there?
Yeah, Weather Zone. Who do you use?
I'm on the bottom at the moment, and we're saying 2 to 10. 2 to 10 on the Wednesday.
The only reason I trust Weather Zone is because they've obviously put more work into their graphics.
It does look nice and clean. I'll give them that.
Yeah. So I can highlight the chance of rain column there in the light blue, which is obviously middle of the day as well, and towards the evening, which you do see that a lot in Queensland. The early sessions, I think, will be clear because as the day warms up, as you get more moisture in the air, there's more chance of rain, possible storms. But just by looking at that graphic illustration there, what are you thinking as far as rain delays are concerned? Does it look pretty clear?
Yeah, what do we got? 1 to 5, 1 to 5, 1 to 5 the first 3 days. The Bombers saying 2 to 10, 1 to 6, and then 0 to 5. So they're probably hedging more than most punters on Twitter, I would say. It's not giving us sort of too much of an accurate representation at the moment, but we should get a test match in, I think, is the moral of that story.
So based on an earlier comment, lay the draw to win 95% of the time. We're going to get a result here. So that's sort of like, that's the weather impacts. What about the build-up impacts? And I'm going to throw to you when we talk about the starting 11s, but the build-up impacts to me have been interesting. Obviously, England had a practice game, whatever you call them, washed out last week.
Yeah,
didn't face a ball. Have been like completely blind drunk at various CBD establishments. First-hand account too. A couple of baggy interns have seen a couple of the English boys enjoying a durry and a pint.
Yeah, which is interesting. So they probably had the same lead up as us. As we've played no test match cricket in the last year. Back until India over last summer. So we're sort of coming off that World Cup campaign. The starting 11 is Warner, Harris, Labuschagne, which I spelt wrong, so I have to step back. Smith, Ed, Cam Green, for some reason, don't know why. Alex Carey, Pat Cummings, captain, Mitchell Stark, Nathan Lyon, Josh Hazlewood. And England yet to announce their starting 11. So we've only got their squad, but you'd think it would just be the regular sort of suspects.
So former captains playing, Smith?
Yeah, so actually Smith will captain, but Pat Cummings will head out and do the pre-match stuff, do the toss, yeah. And then Steve Smith will take over, you'd have to assume.
Yeah. Well, because he's playing, I suppose that gives some confidence.
Yeah, and obviously Tim Payne with the antics. What do you think? Do you think that'll distract us much, or just play on with the culture?
I didn't even know. I wouldn't know Tim Payne if I walked past him in the tab. If he was standing at the EBT next to me, oh, hang on, mate, I wouldn't even know who he was. So no loss, I don't think. Like, how hard is it to catch the ball with gloves anyway? Like, it's not a difficult position. You stand there. I think if you're good at sledging opposition batsmen and saying, yes, Gary, 180 times over the week, you can keep.
You would think so. I get to the tab then is what you're saying, really.
Get to the tab. Yeah. What we need to do, more importantly right now is move over to our broadcast partners, betfair.com.au, and have a look at this market for the first test. Brought to you by Betfair.
Yeah. Thank you for not show Betfair. Much appreciated.
Betfair.com.au. If you don't bet there, you're not betting fair. Not a bad one. Just made that one up. And if you bet there enough, you can wear your own personalised evening wear, Jackson.
Yeah, well, clearly I'm not betting enough. I need to sort of up my units. I've I don't have my name anywhere on here, so, or my initials anyway.
Okay, well, stop being poor is my first bit of advice, and start betting more.
Easy done, I've been told.
Well, let's start by we got 500, so we're going to actually put our own money in here. We're going to have a nominal amount between us at 500. Is that a monkey?
Yeah, that's a monkey. Yeah.
So
I have a monkey on.
Now, one of the markets that I like looking at before we get to the match odds is the toss of the coin. Who wins the toss? $1.99. So there, basically, you can back both and only lose.
So there has been some cash traded on this match. Can we have a look at the odds? What's the price traded at? Has there been anything above the $2 mark on the toss? I'd love to know.
Let's have a look.
Or is a victim taken $1.99? That's what I want to know.
There's $74 traded at $1.99.
Edges. There's always an edge, isn't there?
Amazing. That's for Australia winning. Oh, just the $10 at 199 and England winning the toss. So, yeah, I think come jump time, we'll see Australia trade closer to 198 there, Jackson. For those watching at home, we're completely taking the piss there. That's you can see from Jacko's reaction that just like sends shivers from the sphincter to the.
Well, to be fair, on the corporates, it's probably like 185 a piece. So you probably are taking overs on the fair compared to the corps.
Oh, yeah, compared to the corps you are, but compared to probability.
Oh, yeah, I could work that out. Thanks, Shane.
Yeah, that. I'm just for those at home.
Yeah.
For those at home swinging on champagne bottles. Anyway, match odds. So
what are we thinking here? So by the sounds of you last week, you still want to be against England? Is that the...
Well, I think I want to be against the draw at the quotes. So let's just do the exercise for those playing along at home, thinking, what are these two clowns actually doing? Hello.
Yeah, I think it would be worked out by liability, not stake. There we go.
When it was $5 before recording, I worked out we could win $125 laying England.
Yeah, that's before commission also, which is important to note. Just if anybody wants to, that's prior to commission. We will be adding commission in after the fact.
Yeah. So we can win $125 gross.
Seems half like a pointless exercise, doesn't it?
Well, then I'm thinking we've had a look at the weather map.
Yeah.
How's me maths?
Not great by the looks.
Yeah, it's close.
Yeah, it's good. Also.
Here we go. 233. Oh, I've got to put 25 cents in the account. 232.
Complete strip out.
So laying the draw, betting on a result here, it becomes more profitable. I mean, are we wasting our time? Should we just be having 500 the Aussies at 208?
That's what I'm thinking.
Expecting that, what's got to happen for them to get the upper hand? One good session on day one.
Yeah. Or we could back Australia and lay the draw just to get our stake back on England. That would be the other option. But England have won 2 tests at the Gabba since World War II, so they don't have a great record.
I don't think anyone.
That, by the way, I read might not be right. No idea. I just read it about half an hour ago.
Was it on Quick Info?
No, it was on Sporting News.
Sounds legit.
Yeah. I don't know. Could be wrong. Unsure.
So laying the draw is definitely part of the...
Yeah, we have to lay the draw. Even if we don't think the draw's unders, I just want to lay the draw just because you always lay the draw.
Yeah. So laying the draw to cover the stake.
Yeah. So what would 150 be?
$150.
Yeah, 150, and then 170 on Australia, or 150. Yeah, something like that, maybe.
Let's edge out the last dime that we can.
Oh,
fuck them. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, there we go. Sweet. Beautiful. That could be the book.
Let's make this the pre-off book.
Yeah.
Then we can revisit at the conclusion of day one.
Perfect.
Which is Wednesday.
So Wednesday night.
It's a pretty easy game, really, isn't it? So basically there, we can do nothing. Get fucked. We can do nothing for the rest of the week and win 300 between us. It's that easy.
What we're saying is it's not that hard to win trading the cricket.
Yeah. And we're here to prove it. Am I taking the 206?
Yeah, take the 206. Oh, are we really going to be that price sensitive? You wouldn't think so.
Oh, it's all part of the calculation. It's just pure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pure gut gut and instinct. And just, you either know or you don't, Jacko, basically is what I'm saying.
Yeah. And we aren't poor, is what you're saying.
Well, have a look at the merch from our sponsors and non-sponsoring sponsors. Soon to be sponsors.
Can't make this clearer that we are not sponsored by Betfair. Currently, at present. But
would anticipate we'll be having a conversation one way or another after this show goes to air.
You'd have to think so.
Yeah. We'll either be wearing more merch or absolutely none with no reference.
100%.
Well, that was pretty easy. So 300 will jump in there. Even by Wednesday, I'd anticipate one good session, and we're probably in a position to trade out and take 100 clams each and go to the pub for lunch.
Beautiful. Sounds like a plan, mate.
Jacko, thanks very much. Let's revisit this space. Is it T? Stumps on day one.
Stumps. Yes, stumps.
I'm a massive cricket aficionado.
Sweet, mate. Let's do that. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks, Jacko. Talk to you again Wednesday night.